Alright, welcome back to the channel. Got ourselves there. Little cream soda action. Nice. Let's listen for it. Gorgeous. Oh, so good. Alright. So, tonight's little topic is about the benefits on exercise, on depression, and anxiety. Alright, these are big topics because depression and anxiety are plaguing the United States of America and other parts of the world. I'm going to go over some statistics real quick. Alright, so it turns out that ages 18 to 29 years old, 18.6% of people are suffering from depression. 30 to 44 years old, 10%, 10.7%. Females, 10.3%. Males, 6.2%. So this goes for the adults. 21 million adults, and the youth, 3.7 million, ages 12 to 17. And it turns out that mental illness, the number one globally and in the United States, is anxiety disorders. So there's a higher prevalence in Americans aged 12 and older that have experienced symptoms of depression, a rate that has nearly doubled since 2015. So what could we attribute that to? I would say this right here. Smartphone action. Having tabs on everyone. A big compare and contrast of everybody's highlight reel of their life. Definitely not helping people. Women are more likely than men to report depression. So that's not good. We need to help out our young ladies and older ladies in the United States and globally. So some of the studies of the benefits of exercise on depression. So what we can do for these big numbers, millions of people suffering. Studies show that exercise can treat mild to moderate depression as effectively as an antidepressant, as other antidepressant medications, however, without the side effects. Now that's huge. I've seen a lot of commercials about antidepressants and these pills and serums to take, and the disclosure under the little statements, they talk about possible suicide and then a whole lot of other terrible symptoms to go along with it. So that's not helpful, right? How can we have something that takes away depression but also leads to suicide? Like, that's the worst possible outcome, or self-harm. But I think suicide's worse. It's a reversible problem that you can't rewind. So a 2019 study by Harvard, this shows this Harvard TH School Health School found that running for just 15 minutes or walking for an hour may reduce the risk of major depression by 26%. In addition to relieving depression symptoms, research also shows maintaining an exercise schedule can prevent you from relapsing. So that's a huge problem as well. People trying to take away their problems, and they're got depressive episodes, and they start something and it's working, and then they go back towards the downward spiral, which is no good at all. You wind up where you were, and then you may end up thinking, I already gave it my best shot, and what's the point? Anyways, I'm a failure, and get even more depressed. However, if you stick to it, that should be the glue that holds you together and makes you get better. If you stay with it continuously, it can help your depressive symptoms. So we'll talk a little bit about how exercise promotes changes in the brain, including neural growth. So they've done a lot of studies figuring out that just exercising alone gets into the brain, causes neural pathways to open, and is opening up new possibilities, helping these people, these young men, young women, get out of the funk. Reduced inflammation was part of this study, and it causes new activity patterns that promotes feelings of calm and well-being. Some of the goodies that come along with it: releases endorphins, powerful chemicals in the brain that energizes your spirits, keep you out of the funk of a negative thought pattern. So that's interesting, right? Who would have thought that just doing daily exercise could be as powerful as an antidepressant? And I'm not one to lay around, but I can tell you my honest thoughts about if I ever felt bad or something was weighing on me. Getting out there and doing some cycling, or going on a walk or a hike, going to the gym and working out hard with strenuous activity, getting out there, physical resistance training or something, a bunch of push-ups or something would definitely help me get past some of the bad feelings that I was feeling. Let's see, anti-anxiety treatment and well-being overall is established with regular exercise patterns. Exercise benefits on stress. When you're nervous, you should train, and this can relax the whole body. In my experience, if you've ever stressed about something financially, or if something's coming up, you have a test due, or if something bad happened and you're waiting on the results, I noticed I get bunched up, my muscles tense up, it's harder to breathe, tense around the chest, feel like you can't relax. When it comes to sleep, it's not happening. You feel very nervous, lots of anxiety coursing through your body. But I've noticed that you could instead get out there, start working out hard, go get your run on, or cycling, or any type of physical activity that'll help you get in the flow mode, the zone mode. This should help go a long way with taking away the feelings of nervousness, the closed up body, the spirit that's shut down, the negative thought patterns going out through the head and the brain. This can help alleviate all that, and takes you out of that thinking, that phase of like, I just have to do something and this is on the mind, and you get into a whole different zone, and it's time to, for other lack of a word, play. You know, it's what we did as little kids. You run around, you get your physical activity on, you discover, you're playful, you're rowdy, you're getting into trouble, you're getting into things. This is what we should continue doing as adults. I never was a huge proponent of school. I thought sitting in class was ultra boring. The more I sat down, I'd fall asleep. And I couldn't wait for recess so I could get outside and expel some of that energy. Speaking of school, there's also been studies on ADHD. I know at one time I was diagnosed with ADD and diagnosed with the prescription Ritalin, which had a very terrible side effect on me, giving me making me very sleepy and drowsy, causing me not to focus. And that was during school. When I got home and it wore off, I was up all night uh, doing anything. It was almost like reverse. It was like day and night switched. So I would have been so appreciative to just run outside, play outside, get an extra hour of recess. That would have been exactly what I needed. But it's showing that ADHD exercise can replace the powerful effects of Adderall and Ritalin with its effects on serotonin, norepinephrine, and dopamine levels. So that's great. If we can get less prescriptions inside our human bodies and more of what we truly need, physical activity, that's only giving us the good stuff, giving us the dopamine, serotonin hits, norepinephrine, all the endorphins without side effects, wouldn't that be much better? And it wouldn't line the pockets of somebody's looking out for themselves, trying to get us hooked onto all this crap, which we do not need. Also, studies linked to exercise helping with PTSD with as little as 30 minutes of working out 5 times a week. That's it. If you're asking me, I don't think that's too much of a commitment to just put in 30 minutes a day. I think we could all find time with that, even in 2025. If anything, we need to get the workforce to back up, get us on a 4-day work day or a 4-day work week. Give us 1 day less, which would be optimal. That would give us more time to get strenuous activity inside of our lives. There's just no reason why we shouldn't. There's no studies on saying that exercise is bad for you. Only that it could be bad for somebody if they weight a lot, if they're physically incapable of getting the correct workouts in, working with bad joints or broken bone or something. But that's something entirely different. As far as just working out to help your mind at ease, anti-stress, lowers blood pressure, dopamine for the brain, better self-esteem, boosts confidence, you get more fit, cardiovascular, stronger muscles, more bone density. I mean, you can go on and on about why it's so good. It's really sad that right now that we're at peak depression levels in America, and I think it has mostly to do with this thing right here, this damn smartphone, this leaving us hyper connected and disconnected all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? We have tabs on everyone. We see everyone's highlight reel. We think people are doing better than they truly are. They're showing us a facade through the phone, and it's showing a so-called great life and the rich life, the haves and the have-nots, creating a mountain of depression, especially for our young teen girls. They have a lot of pressure on them going through high school, and the teen boys do too. Not as much as the girls, but they both have a good amount of extra stress. And I'm glad when I was in high school that we didn't have these smartphones. They have caused I would say more trouble than good so far. While they may link us to a wealth of knowledge, is anybody using it for such? I mean, if anything, I think we're becoming a little more narrow-minded, and everyone's curtailing their interest into a narrow box, and that's what they know. It's not like they pull out their smartphones and learn a whole bunch. You can if it's optional, but it's not what most people are doing. In fact, it's causing a lot of depression, so it's time to work out. It's time to get in shape and get healthy. And if anything, you can use this phone to look up what we need to accomplish these goals, what we need to eliminate depression and drop depression.